You've seen the pitch. It's 2026, and you're supposedly running a fully automated, high-profit empire from your phone while soaking up the sun. The internet is flooded with lists promising 100 different ways to do this. AI chatbots, crypto, niche e-commerce. But chasing 100 different ideas simultaneously doesn't build a business. It just guarantees you burn out before you even begin. This matrix shows the gap between marketing and execution. Building these systems requires a proper keyboard, focused hours, and technical skills not found in mobile apps. Having endless options creates paralysis. You must isolate a single model you can realistically commit to today. If you want to protect your time and your money, you have to filter these viral promises through a strict reality check. Every digital microbusiness in 2026 operates on a strict sliding scale. On one end, you have accessibility. On the other, you have leverage. The smartphone-only models sit entirely on the accessibility side. They require zero upfront investment and no technical background. Anyone with an internet connection can start immediately. The leverage side is much heavier. It demands dedicated hardware, like a reliable laptop, and months spent acquiring difficult skills. But the payoff is a model capable of serious financial growth. The problem with maximizing accessibility is friction, or rather the total lack of it. When a business is perfectly easy to start, millions of people start it. That floods the market and forces everyone to slash their prices just to get noticed. To achieve sustainable profit margins, you must trade the convenience of swiping on your phone for the difficult work of building genuine, hard-to-replicate skills. This chart tracks technical skills against profit margins. In the bottom left are low-barrier hustles, like basic social media marketing. Inputs are low, you manage it on your phone. But because anyone can start in 5 minutes, you compete globally, making premium rates impossible. These are strictly volume games. You churn out massive amounts of work just to make a living, and to your clients, you're entirely replaceable. Up in the top right are high-leverage tech services, like AI agencies and workflow automation. The barrier is high. You cannot do this on a phone. It requires a dedicated computer and months of deep focus to build reliable systems. That friction acts as a filter. With these skills, you solve painful, expensive bottlenecks, like fully automating a small company's customer support. Because the pool of competent builders is small, you avoid the race to the bottom. Businesses gladly pay high retainers for solutions saving employee headcount. Acquiring these skills is frustrating. You will spend weeks feeling stuck, and you won't see a dime of revenue while you're learning. You cannot achieve high-margin B2B leverage tapping on glass. It strictly requires stepping up to professional tools and treating your education like a real job. In the top left of the chart, we find the asset builders, covering digital courses or personalized niche e-commerce. You need 2 distinct assets to survive here: deep specialized knowledge and upfront cash for platform fees and ads. The draw is scalability. Once the product is built and ads are converting, your income detaches from your time. You aren't billing by the hour. But the risk is highly concentrated. If your initial market research is wrong and nobody actually wants what you've built, you lose all the money and the months of time you spent developing a product that ultimately flops. Finally, on the far right edge of the chart, we have the speculative frontier. This includes businesses built on AR, VR, and blockchain micropayments. Operating here means building products for hardware that hasn't reached mass adoption yet. You rely on experimental code and shifting regulations that can wipe out your business overnight. But being a successful first mover here generates massive returns. But your success depends entirely on the public buying and using this new hardware daily. You're building infrastructure for a city not yet populated. Because the adoption timeline is completely outside your control, making this your primary focus is an incredibly dangerous gamble if you're just starting out. To break out of listicle paralysis, we use this decision tree. The starting point asks, what is your primary constraint? If you have no dedicated laptop and need cash immediately, your path leads straight to micro-content creation and basic social media marketing. If you take this path, you have to accept the reality of the math. You will trade a very high volume of your time for relatively low pay. But it is an absolutely valid way to build the initial bankroll you need to eventually buy much better professional equipment. If you have a proper computer and are willing to study, your path moves towards AI and automation consulting. This path requires discipline. You must ignore quick cash grabs and endure a 6-month learning phase to target high-value B2B clients. Simply owning the proper hardware is the dividing line. It dictates whether or not you even have access to the highest leverage opportunities available this year. If you hold deep specialized knowledge, your path points directly to digital products and niche e-commerce. Ignore client service models. Your maximum leverage comes from packaging your expertise into a digital asset and scaling its distribution. It comes down to understanding your tools. A smartphone is brilliantly engineered for consuming content, but high-margin enterprise creation happens on a real workstation. Scrolling through another list of 100 easy business ideas won't bring you any closer to running one. It just keeps you distracted. Stop looking for shortcuts. Pick the single hard path that matches your current constraints and confidently commit to the work required to make it function. True wealth in 2026 comes to those who recognize their constraints, acquire professional tools, and commit to the deep work required to build something lasting.